Hello everybody, I thought I'd make a video for you just to explain how you need to record your 20% off job training. The reason for this is a requirement from the ESFA, who provide your funding, so this is basically the government. And we need to evidence that you're completing 20% of your training away from work. So what that means is technically, you'd be working a 5-day week, and you would come in on your day, and you come in on a paid day from work on the Monday. So basically, if you come in every single Monday, you would meet your 20%. And we would evidence that from the registers. But what you do need to remember is there are some times where you may be off sick. So you need to make sure that time is made up. So what happens is we've got a reflective log here, and you need to fill this out. So there's two options. You can either use this, or you can use your diaries. So either or is absolutely fine. Some people prefer this because it's electronic, so you don't need to worry about going missing. Obviously, with your diaries, you can just take pictures of it. So there's two elements here. So we've got your training log, this, or your diary, and you've got a matrix grid where you have to fill in how many hours a week you're doing. Do ensure you keep this up to date throughout, because you don't want to have to backdate this at a later point, because it's going to be hard to remember what you've done. So obviously here you put your name. This first page is an example of what counts as off-the-job training. So for example, traditionally would be training at the academy, but it could be that you've been on training with Aveda. You may have done some online training, so you may have done the Pure Pro training, watched some videos of Guy Tang, or anything like this. It could be that you've worked on a model in a salon, so you might have a training evening. So these are all examples of it. And then what you need to do here in your reflective log is you have to reflect on what you've learned. So you can't just say, watched a video. So for instance here, this is the date that I would have completed the activity, the type of training it was, how many hours it was, and then a description here of key things that you've learned. And then here's pictures. So for instance, if you are doing models, and you want to put some evidence of your work in, you need to put it in here. So obviously, for the sake of online training, you wouldn't have pictures. Any of the models that you're doing, it's great to show your progressions, and do ensure that you put your pictures in here as well. So that's your reflective account. And then what happens is this needs to map over to your matrix or your weekly apprentice review. So that's what it looks like on here. So your start date will be what's on your paperwork, your sign up date, and I can provide that for you if you don't have it already. And it will be what's on the commitment statement and all your sign up packs that you did from the very beginning. If you wanted to do this on the computer, instead of printing it off, you've got a little pen sign here, which is used for signatures and adding in text. So you click on this. Obviously, I'm using a laptop PC. I'm not on a Mac at the moment. And then I literally just, instead of adding these here, I just choose where I want to type something in. So for an example, if I use the other one from before, so my start date, the date of training was the 23rd to the 3rd 20. So in here, I said 19, didn't I? 20. So my date in here, I can then click on this and then move this around if I need to. Number of weeks in training. So let's just say I've just started, so that'll be 1. How many units completed? So that'll be within my qualification of my 7002. So that'd be, have I done my consultation unit yet? My shampooing unit? Chances will be no. You would know if you've completed any units. So you'll be updating those as you go along. And again, if I want to just move this, I just click my arrow cursor here. Hours worked in the week. So this has to match up to what you've got on your paperwork. So I think generally speaking, it's always going to be about 40. So you put your 40 hours in there. just going to move that so it's in the box properly. And then what I would add is my training at the academy. So most of you are going to be in every single week at the academy. So it may be that when you first started, you probably have your induction in here. But let's say, for instance, we've been in the academy, which is always a 7.5-hour day. And if it happens, sorry, with your cursor, you can just make that a bit smaller. So yeah, that's your average day at the academy, because you don't, obviously we take your lunch break. But you may have done, for instance, 1 hour in the salon. But let's for today stick to what's on here. So we've said here that there was a 4-hour online class of myself. So I come to online training, 4. So that will be my total for the week. So then I come over, what I need to do to work up my percentage, I would add up my totals. So in this case, I've got 7.5 hours plus 4. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's going to be 11.5. That's my total there. And then what I would do is I would need to divide what's in this box, which is 2, by 1. So if I just calculate that now, so if I did 11.5 divided by 40 is 0.287, so rounding that to 0.29. So that's going to 0.29 is 29%. So off the job training here is going to be 29%. Cool. And finally, all I need to do at the very bottom, so head of sentence initials. If I can ask you, if you are doing a computer-based, type mine in as BW, and obviously your apprentice initials you need to put in here. You go to close, and then it's very important, you come up to file here, you must save this as your file. So just to clarify, this is our weekly apprentice review. Sorry, you have to add your name in here, so I missed my name off. So your name must go on top of every one of these documents and your start date, which I can give to you. And as you can see, this week matches up exactly what this week has in here. They have to tally up. So I hope that's of use, and I hope that's of help, and enjoy. Thanks a lot.